It's 5 o'clock. Showtime. Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to the Broncos Buzz on the MHRT Network. This is a show that is everything Broncos and other sports topics as well as what's concerning in sports, along with my comments, your comments in the chat. I am Bronco Bill. All right, guys. Before I get into anything, there is a network information that I need to let you guys know about. First and foremost, the network is going under some major changes. After tonight's show, there won't be another show on the network until August 4th. And then Broncos, myself, I should say, will be on August 7th. That's my show. So between now and August 4th, I hope you guys enjoy a wonderful summer. But before then, we got this show. And like I said, there are major changes coming. Madungus Creevy is stepping away from the 5280. Not permanently, but he's going through a little bit of burnout for everything he's got with his kids and just everything going on. So it's totally understandable. Hope he comes back soon. He will be on the neighborhood. So, guys, don't worry. When the neighborhood shows up during the season, he will be on the neighborhood as well as myself. So, that being said, can't go into a whole lot of detail. Why? Because I really don't know. Just what I've told you, that's what's taking place. Some shows are getting reorganized, redone, so to speak, rebranded, if you want to call it that. So anyways, tune in to August 4th as well as August 7th, and you'll pretty much get the details within that first week. All right, guys. So sit back, enjoy yourself, grab your favorite snack, your favorite beverage, and let's have a fun Friday night in the month of July. All right, let's get to the chat real quick. Graham leads us off, batting leadoff, brought up a very good point, and I looked it up. And Graham, you are so correct. Graham says Bill Belichick was once a Denver Bronco already. In case you guys don't know what the main topic of the show is, it says, was Bill Belichick almost a Denver Bronco? And Graham says he already was a Denver Bronco. So let me give you that detail. Bill Belichick spent one season on the Denver Broncos coaching staff. In 1978, the then 26-year-old served as an assistant special teams coach, defensive assistant, and director of films. His coaching journey in Denver helped shape his entire defensive understanding under then coordinator Joe Collier of the Broncos. The Broncos finished 10-6 that year and made the playoffs. So there you go. Graham, tip my hat, buddy. Great insight, bud. Great insight. That being said, that doesn't mean that, okay, I guess what the title is referencing is what the main topic is about. Before we get into that, let's go to Emery T. Says hello. I said, what's up, Emery? Man, nice to have you in the chat. Thanks so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Thanks for your comment. Thanks for your hello. Hello back to you. Okay, so main topic was Bill Belichick almost a Denver Bronco, or I should say almost a Denver Bronco again. But this is really a weird twist, a really weird twist. Here it is. Denver Broncos head coach Sean Payton almost stepped aside for Bill Belichick to be the Broncos head coach. What? No. Wait. First off, I don't think that would have gone over well at all. At all. You think Sean Payton's having a hard enough time handing over the play calling to Davis Webb? He held on to that for the 3 years that he's been here. He hasn't wanted to relinquish that. That was tough. That was a tough decision. But walking away from being head coach to assistant head coach and have Bill Belichick run it. Okay, let me continue. Hang on. Let me continue. So the reason why is so that Bill Belichick could have a chance to become the all-time winningest head coach in the NFL. Now, this all came to a thought after Belichick was ousted from the New England Patriots. And he's 15 wins short of passing Don Shula, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, the only true undefeated team in 1972 that happened. He wanted to pass, or I should say Sean Payton was willing to say, hey, if I'll step aside, let him be the head coach, get the 15 wins, and then we'll trade places. Or he can be gone and I'll go back to being head coach. What do you think Broncos country would have thought of that? What do you think the owners would have thought of Sean Payton going to them and saying, hey, I got a thought. I got this thought, okay? How about I step aside, let Bill Belichick, oh, by the way, I know the Bronco fans can't stand him, nor can they stand the Patriots and the association with Tom Brady. And you want him here in Denver. And if he gets to 15 wins and he's got the Denver association, which would make the Broncos country and myself go, not because it's Broncos, but because we brought in a freaking guy we can't stand. That's my thought. What is shot? Okay, I never knew. Maybe it's not true. Maybe it's just good nature thing. I never thought they were that good of friends. I never thought they were that close or whatever. I'm thinking, what the heck are you thinking, Sean? Seriously. Friend or no friend, I get it. But you have to know how much the Broncos can't stand the Patriots. And they can't stand Belichick. Belichick. And the whole Patriot thing. The whole Robert Kraft thing. We can't stand them. Wow. Let me continue. Hold on. Don Shula holds that mark, like I said, by 15 more wins than Belichick. Payton thought about it long and hard, but never asked the Broncos brass his thoughts. Oh, that's probably a good thing, Sean. It's probably a good thing. You know why? Because you might not have been the Broncos head coach after that. How could they trust you? How could they think, hey, we got a really good guy here. He's totally devoted and dedicated to the Denver Broncos, wants to be the Broncos head coach. Wait a minute. He wants some other guy to step in to get 15 wins. And you were hired? Hello, Sean. You were hired as a Broncos head coach, and now you want to be assistant to a guy who the Bronco fans and players can't stand, an organization for that matter? I mean, there's respect there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about respect. I'm talking about we can't stand them for a lot of reasons. Deflategate, cheating, McDaniels. Come on. And now you want to have this guy come over so he can get his 15 wins. Seriously. Anybody else, Sean, anybody else? Well, maybe not anybody, but 90% of the other coaches, okay, fine. Help them out. That's a good gesture. Not Belichick. Not the Patriots. Not Robert Kraft. Nope. Nope. Wow. The chat is literally blowing up. I got to get back to the chat, man. But I'll tell you what, I saw that topic and I went, oh my gosh. So glad that didn't happen. So glad that didn't happen. I mean, I already went down. I just so glad. All right. Good evening, Broncos country. This is Brad. Says, good evening, Broncos country. It's 5:00, which means it's time for the greatest podcast in the history of Broncos country. Broncos Bill, the greatest host of the man, the myth, the legend, Bronco Bill. Holy smokes. Thank you so much, Brad. Thank you so much, dude. All right, let me take that off there so I can show you. Thank you, bud. Means a lot, man. Means a lot. I don't take it for granted. Absolutely do not take it for granted. And just appreciate each and every one of you in the chat, and your comments, your loyalty, your dedication, and for your comments. Period. Pro or con doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm an equal opportunity chat provider. How's that? You bring it up on the screen. So Adriana, I believe I'm saying that right. Adriana said yes, especially I know. She's talking about the whole Belichick thing. Got it. Dreamweaver Bronco Bill is the only Bill I like. Wow, cool. I don't like bills either. I have to pay them every month. I can't stand them. I told my mom one day, I said, Mom, you named me Bill. And it's just, I deal with it every month. I don't like it. Actually, my name's William, but Bill's short. Yeah, I agree, Adriana. What is he thinking? I get it. What is he thinking? I mean, you can be a friend, you can be a coworker, or maybe not a coworker, but in the same kind of field and whatnot, and want to do a favor for someone. You don't do it. You don't try and do the favor to the team that you were hired to be the head coach, only to bring in a guy who the team and the organization can't stand. That doesn't make an ounce of sense. I mean, that's like bringing in your worst enemy, dude. Seriously. It's like, hey, got this guy over here. I'm kind of, I go up to a guy, hey, I got a guy over here. I'm a good friend to him. And I know that let's say my brother-in-law can't stand him. And I go, yeah, he's going to go and hang out with you. What? No, yes, I'm dumbfounded. Absolutely dumbfounded as to why he even thought that. I mean, there's 31 other teams, 30, not counting the Patriots, obviously. 30 other teams, dude. Pick a different one. Jeez. Oh, my gosh, man. But then again, I don't know any organization in the NFL that really likes the Patriots. So, but maybe they don't like them. Maybe they like them less than, or maybe they like them more than we do. I don't know. Anyways, good point there, Adriana. Good point. Slam said, Swammy Broncos says, how you doing today? I'm doing great, man. Doing great. Just having a good time talking, on a Friday. I haven't done this in a couple weeks. Had a water pressure regulator that regulates the entire water flow into the house was leaking, and I had to get that fixed. It was leaking pretty bad. And so there's just no way I could have done that show. And then the week prior to that was, then was 4th of July. So there you go. So now I'm glad to be back. Really do enjoy it, miss it. And like I said, glad to be back. Glad to see all you guys. Oh, by the way, I hope everybody had a very, very happy 4th of July. I hope everybody was safe. Obviously, you wouldn't be here in the chat. And just hope everybody had a fun time, enjoyable time. I got to tell you, I have a drone, and I wanted to take my drone up where I live and get the fireworks. It's put on by the city, so it's totally legal. I wanted to get the fireworks show, and they're going to do a drone show, with all the different drones, the lights and everything. And I told my wife, I was just exhausted Saturday. I said, you know what? I'm going to go take me a quick power nap and then I'll be ready to go at 9 o'clock to go fly the drone and get all the pictures and video. She's like, okay, you want me to set an alarm? I said, no. It's only good. I'm just gonna doze. I'm not gonna sleep. Guys, I fell asleep at 8 o'clock at night. I didn't wake up till 11 that night. I missed everything. I didn't see a freaking firework. Not a single firework did I see for the 250th anniversary of this great country. I didn't see a thing. Yeah, out. I woke up and I'm like, I hope this is not the 4th, and I hope it's before 9. Looked at the clock. Nope. 11 o'clock. My wife said, guess you didn't get the fireworks, huh? I guess not. Man. But I'll tell you what. I went to okay. So I wake up at 11, and then I go upstairs to go to bed. My wife and I crawl into bed. About 11:15, 11:20. I'm still tired. Just go back to sleep. I go sound asleep. Both of us are sound asleep. And all of a sudden, boom! Somebody in the freaking neighborhood, lights off, I don't know, something loud, freaking woke my butt up. I was so pissed. I was so mad. I'm like, why didn't I hear that at 9 o'clock? I still could have got the drone up. Anyways, all right. That's my 4th of July story. So, well, anyways, hope everybody had a wonderful, safe 4th of July. All right. Back to the chat real quick, and then we got to get to our sponsor. So let's go to, where is it? Brad's talking about Belichick possibly being the interim head coach. If you missed that topic, go back a little bit and catch it for the Denver Broncos. He says, absolutely. A complete mistake if it was to happen, but it didn't happen. So yeah, no way. Absolutely. I am oh my gosh, I'm so glad. So glad. Hey, it's slamming E or Big E. Either way, I figured that was you, but I just figured I'd say what it was. Slamming E. That's pretty cool, man. Slammy Bronco. That's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, Big E. Nice to have you in the chat. Absolutely appreciate it. Thanks. Let's see. What the heck? No, it was a pressure regulator for the house, Mike. Not me. Not my pressure regulator. What you just took the whole show off the rails, dude. What is wrong with you, man? Madunga said, did your butt have a ding dong in it? Now, if you guys don't know the ding dong story, I'm not going to say it right now. Maybe I should. But before we do, maybe I should do the sponsor of the show before I make that to bring that particular story, because we might not have a sponsor afterwards if I do it after. Anyways, okay. So this week's where is it? This week's sponsor is Chalice. Where is it? It's got to be right here. No, it's got to be where it's got to be. Come on, Bill. You know, God, this drives me nuts because I haven't done this in a while, guys. Yep, there it is. Okay. This week's sponsor is Chalice Creations. It's by Cindy Rhoda. She does wonderful work with does all kind of different designs, whether it be military, whether it be patriotic, whether it be spiritual or faith-based. You can find something. It's a shirt, it's a hat, it's baby bibs, it's all different kinds of things. Check it out. Scan the QR code right there. Please scan that QR code, okay? And when you do, you'll go to her website or wherever it takes you. Put in right here, Broncos Buzz 20 to get 20% off. of any merchandise that you purchase up to $50. Okay. Now, anything less than $50, you'll still get a discount. It just might not be 20%. Check it out. It's great. We're in the summer months. People have birthdays. People already had graduations. That's true. People have weddings. This is a great, great gift for yourself. It's a great gift for others. Or just check it out. Do her a favor. Do the show a favor. Do the network a favor. Do yourself a favor. First and foremost, do yourself a favor. Check this out. It's like I said, it's faith-based, it's military, and it's also equestrian. It's also equestrian based. So if you have people who enjoy horses or something, and you want something of that design or whatever, do yourself a favor. It only takes a few clicks, guys. Check it out. All right. I would appreciate it. Cindy Rhoda would appreciate it. And the network would appreciate it. And you yourself will appreciate the quality of the items that she has. All right. I'm going to keep that up there for a little bit for the next topic. And that is it's a jackass of the week, but it's not to the magnitude that warrants the real jackass of the week after this one. This one's bad. We've had many, many NFL players and other players fall into this particular category, so to speak. Not jackass of the week, but what it's for. Okay, here it is. Former NFL defensive end Marcellus Wiley was arrested last weekend, 4th of July, on domestic violence in Orlando, Florida. This comes just a few months after Wiley was accused of sexual assault by 4 different women last April. I've said it many times, guys. I don't understand these people. I really don't understand these people. How you can do this? How can you do this? Okay, all right. You had a bad childhood. You were brought up on bad conditions. Change yourself. Why do you have to go down that road? Why do you have to always go down the road instead of choosing a different life? Well, that's all I know. That's because you don't want to change it. That's because you don't make the effort to change it. It's right here, dude. It's a mindset change. Okay? I'm going to tell you a little story. And I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody else, but I'm going to tell you a little story. I smoked for 9 years, 1980 to 1989. Okay? After I got divorced in 1989, I was deeply hurt. I was deeply hurt. It was gut-wrenching situation. I'm not going to get into details. Gut-wrenching situation, not done by me. Totally blindsided me. I took out a cigarette. I lit it. I just bought that pack. I took out a cigarette. I lit it. And I started coughing and my chest hurt. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. I said, if this feels like lung cancer or whatever, this ain't for me. I threw the cigarette down. I crushed it out, threw the pack on the floor, crushed it out, and never went back to cigarettes ever again. Never went back to smoking again, period. And that was 1989. Okay. Yeah. My wife now, she's like, man, you were an absolute bear for 3 to 4 days. Well, yeah, of course. But I never did it again. Never did it again. And I'm not saying I'm any better than anybody else. I'm saying it starts right here. You got to want to do it. There's a lot of things I don't want to do. Like, I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that. It's a mind thing. You know, you just got to tell yourself, I got to do it. I got to do it. And that's what these guys are. I got to change. Marcel's right. I need to change. I need to better myself. I need to seek out this, or I need to see out. A lot of people don't want to do that. For whatever reason, they don't want to do it. Okay. I mean, these guys are NFL athletes. They're conditioned daily to do what they need to do every single day to maintain that ability and that athletic excellence to do what they do. But they can't change this. They can't change this. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm dumbfounded. I don't get it. I don't get it at times. I don't get it. All right. Madungus says, if you want to hear the story, go back and watch the first Broncos neighborhood. Don't say it now. I don't want to relive the horror. Madungus, you don't have to relive the horror. You don't have to watch. Just close your ears and go la, 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 whatever. No, I'm not going to say it here. But yeah, go back to the first neighborhood. Hey, by the way, if you can post that, not maybe how to find it or whatever, but what date it was, yeah, go ahead and post that up there, Madungus, if you would. That would be that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. I'd like to go back and watch that one too. So that was the very first one? Huh? Okay. Didn't know that was the first one. All right. Okay. Now, let's take these off of here. Take that off. Take this one off. All right. All right, guys. Okay. Now, going into this is a tough jackass of the week for me. It's not football, but it's a tough jackass of the week because I really like this guy. I really did. I met him in person and yeah, super, super nice, super down to earth. I'll get into a little bit of that in just a moment. All right. We are going to go to this week's real hard to say, but this week's real jackass of the week.
You suck, you jackass.
I don't get this one. I really don't get this one. And I think the main reason why I don't get this one, I never saw this. I never, ever saw it. And I get it, guys. Okay, when you see somebody on TV or you meet them for the first time in person, you're not going to get the true side of them. They always say, if you really want to know a person, live with them 24/7 for at least 6 months. Because you cannot put a facade or a veil over everything that you do or don't do. You can't. You could do it for a little bit. That's why dating is so important, guys. When you're young, date long term. Figure somebody out. Okay? Same thing. You can be in a relationship and fool the person 99.9% of the time. Not over 6 months. Not over 8 months. Not over 12. No, you're not going to do it long term. You can't. There's an impossibility. Can't do it. All right. That being said, this person, like I said, I thought was on this level of morality. Not when you live with somebody for 6 months. I'm not saying I lived with this guy. I'm just saying, the analogy of, you can't pull the wool over everybody's eyes all the time. Here it is. This week's unbelievable jackass of the week. PGA golfer Phil Mickelson is in very hot water. Not with the PGA golf, but with his best, what? With his best friend? Uh-oh. Mickelson, according to his best friend Pat Perez's wife, What has she got to do with it? Ashley Perez has groomed her for years. Guys, if you don't know what the word groomed means, it means to befriend them, to make that person trust you so you can get what you want from them. That's a term we don't really use much anymore, you know? I mean, I remember when I was younger, somebody'd say, "Hey man, you want me to groom your hair?" You say, "Yeah, man, yeah, groom my hair, man." That meant cut it and shape it and make it look nice. Don't be saying the word groom now. Yeah, I wonder if that means you can't say bride and groom. Maybe you can't say groom. I don't know. Just saying. Hey, I'm just saying. All right, let me go back to the Jackass of the Week. Ashley said, and I quote, "I was so young and innocent. I'm just this girl from Oklahoma, and I can't believe Phil Mickelson wants to be my buddy." There it is. The grooming process. Ashley at the time was 27. Phil Mickelson, 44. He's married. He's married, has kids. She says she's sticking by Phil until everything comes out on the table, so to speak. She said, "I'm sticking with him." Of course she is. For one, that's a loyal wife. Two, that's a loyal wife to Mickelson's money. Hello. She's probably waiting for the hammer to drop. I don't know. Anyways, let me continue. Right? Let me continue because it gets worse, guys. Real bad. Here it is. Mickelson showed Ashley a full body picture of himself. Okay. What? Full body picture of himself naked with an erection and flexing one bicep. Hold on. This took place when Pat was out of the room. So Mickelson is there. He's been invited to stay the night for whatever. I don't know. They were golfing buddies. They were doing something. All right. Anyways, they're golfing buddies. They were doing something. And Mickelson was there and staying the night. How do I know that? Let me continue. Mickelson then said to Ashley, and I quote, "I'm going to leave my bedroom door open tonight. When Pat falls asleep, I want you to come see me." End quote. Oh my gosh. Phil. I met Phil Mickelson at a celebrity golf tournament in San Diego County years and years ago. And he always made a point that if there was kids around, he would go up to them and sign their hat, their golf ball, whatever it was that they wanted to sign. And he would tell everybody, "Hey, I'll get to you. Just let me get to the kids first because this is the future of golf." He has kids of his own. He has a wife. Your best friend is Pat Perez. And you're asking her to go to your bedroom when her husband falls asleep and you're in the same freaking house? Are you, Phil, have you lost your mother freaking mind? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I mean, okay, we all have friends that have wives. Not all our friends have wives, but our friends have wives. I've never, ever, ever thought of doing anything like that. I hope none of you have. Phil, what in heaven's name are you thinking? You're going to throw away. Oh, by the way, he was kicked out of several golf clubs in Southern California because he had inappropriate relations or comments to women. Phil, what the hell happened to you? Seriously. The guy that I met at that Celebrity Golf Classic years ago. I'm absolutely shocked. I am absolutely shocked by his actions. I really am. I have no explanation as to why I think something like that would happen. I mean, people, well, fame, fortune, power, money, this, that, and the other thing. Okay, but not everybody that has fame, fortune, power, money, this, that, and the other thing does that. Not everybody does that. Seriously. They don't. I'm shocked. I've lost all respect for Phil Mickelson. And I really, really wished him the best to win the US Open after he lost to my favorite golfer, Payton Stewart, in 1999. And when Payton Stewart grabbed his face and said, Phil, you're going to be a father someday. You're going to be a father. And now, crashing down. He's been kicked out of golf clubs in Southern California. He's got this hanging over his head now. He's got the whole issue with what's the PGA going to do about it? Are they going to do anything about it? Crazy. It's just mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling that somebody like Phil Mickelson, who is so generous to people, so welcoming to kids and this and that and whatnot, and publicly showed affection to his wife and his kids after he won championships and whatnot. Never know. Just never know. All right, we're gonna get out of this particular segment and we're gonna go back into the other topics. So we are leaving this week's real jackass of the week.
You suck, you jackass.
All right, now I'm back. All right, so the Washington Commanders, can they really say what they're going to do? Because they're two different nicknames. Same city, two different nicknames. Let me get into that. And I'm going to say it the way it should be said. The Washington Redskins, and I don't mean Commanders, I mean Redskins. The Washington Redskins are retiring John Riggins' number 44 jersey on Sunday, November 8th, when Washington hosts the LA Rams. Yes. Are they the Commanders now? Yes. Did John Riggins ever play for the Commanders? No. How in heaven's name can the Washington, quote, Commanders retire a number and a player's name associated with that number when he never played for that team? He never played for the Commanders. Never played for the Commanders. Played for the Redskins, but not the Commanders. Well, it's the same team. It is exactly the same team. No, it's not. No, it's not. It goes in the record books as the Redskins or it goes in as the Commanders. Okay? Plain and simple. That's how it goes in. It can't go in any other way because they changed their name. It's just like the Cleveland Indians. When the Cleveland Indians went to the World Series against the Chicago Cubs, my guys, in 2016 and lost, and the Cleveland Guardians now, if they make it to the World Series and they win, They can't say that the Cleveland Indians won the World Series. No, they're going to say the Cleveland Guardians won the World Series. You can't say. You see, it doesn't. You can't do that. You can't retire a number. Well, wait a minute. The LA Chargers. Oh, but it kept the name Chargers. That's it. Okay. I was going to say the LA Chargers could not retire Charlie Joyner's or Kellen Winslow's jersey numbers and call them the Chargers. But yeah, they can, because it was they played for San Diego and then the Chargers went to LA, but it's still the Chargers. But the Redskins or the Commanders are not the Redskins, and vice versa. So how can you say you're going to retire a guy's number and jersey when he never even freaking played for you? Doesn't make sense. Does not. They should say the former Washington Redskins, now known as the Commanders, want to honor. No, they didn't say that. The article didn't say that. Washington Commanders going to retire number 44, John Riggins' number from the Redskins. How can you do that? Well, it's the same owner, so he can do what he wants. Yeah, it's still not right. Doesn't come out correctly. It doesn't. Does not come out correctly. That's like saying that the LA Rams won the Super Bowl when Kurt Warner won it in St. Louis. Well, yeah, they're still the Rams, but they weren't. They still kept the name Rams. See, I'm trying to think of one where they changed their nickname. But anyways, I move on. I'm going off on a tangent because it just drives me nuts. You can't. Anyways, I could go down that rabbit hole all night long. All right. Jack Gannon, what is up? Bill, cheers, bro. What's up, man? He is at a meeting. He's at a meeting for his work. All right. Okay. Here, man, I haven't done this in a couple of weeks. I'm already losing my voice. It's ridiculous. Wow. I have not got this wound up in a long time, going solo. So, woo. All right. Few more topics and then we'll wrap it up. Either a few more topics or my voice is going to go out, one of the two. So, Phil Freeman gets to jump in if you want to relieve me because my voice is going. Anyways, all right, here we go. Whoo. Let's see. J-Town says, same owner, he can do what he wants, though. That's true. He can, referring to the Washington owner. That is true. But it just seems to me that, I don't know. They ought to bring him out. They ought to bring him out in the Redskin uniform, the Redskin helmet, whatever. And because that's what he was. That's exactly what he was, So, I mean, I don't know. I see it where you're not really honoring the team he played for unless they do it right. And I don't know. I'm just going by what the article said. That's all I can say. Didn't say any more than that. All right, here we go. ESPN's Jay Fowler has reported that Pat Surtain II has been voted as the number one cornerback on the Broncos. No, that's not it. Voted as the number one cornerback in the entire NFL among league coaches, executives, and scouts. Wow. Okay, first and foremost, amongst coaches, they all know Pat Surtain. They play against him. They have to design a game plan for his strengths/weaknesses. Well, if he has any weaknesses, not many. So the coaches know him really well. Then you have the executives. You don't think GMs know about Pat Surtain? You don't think the GMs are that all did not select him prior to the Broncos select him? You all don't think that they don't know about him now? Oh, yes, they do. How about the other executives? Like you've got the assistant coaches or you got player personnel. They all know about Pat Surtain. And then you've got the scouts. And oh, brother, don't you think for one moment the scouts don't know about PS2? Yeah, they know about him. They're trying to find another PS2 out there in the draft is what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. But that is impressive. The number one cornerback in the entire NFL voted by coaches, executives, and scouts. Wow. That's high praise, guys. Now, it's one thing to be voted amongst your peers, okay? Because they play with you, they play against you. I get it. When you're talking about higher up and scouts, yeah, then you got the attention of everybody. And that's exactly what PS2 has done. He's gotten the attention of everybody. Absolutely everybody. All right. Jack says Surtain should be the number one cornerback in the NFL. He absolutely is. I just read that to you. Absolutely is. He is the best. And like I said, that's done from executives and coaches, the ones that are game planning against him. Yeah, that's where that comes from. Victory Lap says, yo! So what's up, Victory Lap? What's happening? Let's see. Victor Slap says, why are we so surprised? I'm not surprised. I guess what it comes down to for me, Victor Lap, is we Bronco fans, we know what we have. And other players know what we have. But when it comes from executives and coaches and scouts, I mean, scouts are on the outside trying to bring that type of quality in. Coaches are trying to defend a game plan against him. And then executives are like, why in his name why did we pass on this guy? Why did we take him? See what I'm saying? So when they see what PS2 is doing and what he has been doing, yeah, that's why he's the best. That is why he's the best. And what I love about mostly on his side, he's humble. PS2 is extremely humble about all of this. He really is. Listen to some of the things he says. You know, he says all the right things. Maybe inside he's a little bit different, but outwardly when he speaks, extremely humble. Extremely humble. Jack Kenneth said Surtain is a player he found that can cover Brock Bowers. Absolutely. Yep. And Victory Lap follows up by saying, and also the cornerstone of the team. Absolutely. No doubt about that. On defense, yes. Offense, it's going to have to be Bo Nix. Bo Nix, definitely on offense for the cornerstone. And maybe Waddle. Maybe Waddle will fill in as a cornerstone as well on the offense, in the wide receivers. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm out of shape. Doing solo, that's for sure. All right. See if I can get past this. All right. Here we go. Here are some fun tidbits I want to get into, and a couple at the very end that I want to get your guys. Well, I want to get your thoughts and comments on everything as it is. But what do you think about this? Here we go. I'm going to ask each and every one of you. I know Jack Kenned's in the chat. He's a Raider fan. I don't know if we have any Chief fan in the chat or Chargers fan in the chat, but I would like a reaction from anybody that wants to you don't have to be a fan of any of these teams. Just give me your thoughts. How's that? hardest 4-game stretch for all 4 teams in the AFC West. Let's start out with Kansas City. Agree, disagree, or not have an opinion. Here it is. Kansas City's 4 hardest games in their schedule, according to according to NFL.com. Here's Kansas City's 4 hardest games in a row. Week 12 through week 15. They play the Buffalo Bills, LA Rams, what? Cincinnati Bengals? I wouldn't think they're that. Bills, yes. Bills, yes. Rams, yes. Bengals? No. I don't agree with that one. And Patriots. All right? Yes or no, if you think that those are KC's 4 hardest games. And if okay, let me put it this way, guys. Of the 4 teams that NFL.com said would be KC's hardest 4-game stretch, which team of the 4 is the hardest and which one's the weakest? All right? See if you guys want to pull that up real quick. And then we'll go to the second one I got. That's right. Well, hang on, Victor Lap. Victor Lap says, how come the Broncos are not in that top 4? Hang on. We'll get to that. We'll get to that, guys. All right. Next one is the Chargers. Hardest 4-game stretch. Week 3 through week 6. They play the Buffalo Bills, Seattle Seahawks, Denver Broncos, Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. Now, going back to the Kansas City Rams, Bills, Rams, Bengals, Patriots. I say the hardest team they're going to play in that 4-game stretch is going to be the Rams. The easiest one's going to be the Bengals. And the Chargers, I say the hardest game they're going to play will be against the Broncos. The easiest team they're going to play against will probably be, I don't even know. Seahawks are tough. It's either going to be Bills or Chiefs. I don't see the Chiefs being weak. I don't see the Bills being weak either. Of those 2, I'd have to say their easiest game to win would probably be against Buffalo. Right? Okay. Now, Jack Kenneth says Chargers are tough, man. Bills, Seahawks, Broncos, and Chiefs. 4-game stretch, week 3 through 6. In that order, by the way. Bills in week 3. All of them. Bills, Seahawks week 4. Broncos week 5. Chiefs week 6. Yeah. It's going to be tough. Now, the Raiders. Here it comes, Jack. According to NFL.com, the Raiders' 4 toughest the 4 toughest stretch of games is week 4 through week 7. Week 4, Kansas City. Week 5, Patriots. Week 6, Bills. Week 7, Rams. Holy crap, dude. I don't even know if there's a weak team in there. You got to play Kansas City in week 4. That's not going to be easy right out of the gate, so to speak, and within the first quarter of the year. Then you got the Patriots. That's probably beatable. That's beatable. I would say that's the weaker of the 4 teams. Then you got the Bills, and then you got the Rams. Wow, dude. The Rams will be the toughest there, and the Patriots will probably be the easiest. Now for the Denver Broncos. Weeks 3 through week 6. Same as the Chargers, week 3 through week 6. The Broncos in week 3 play the Rams. Uh-oh. Followed by, just another easy team. The 49ers in week 4. Followed by the Chargers in week 5. And then Seattle in week 6. Holy smokes, dude. We're dead. We are done. Hardest team, going to be the Rams. Easiest team, going to be the Chargers. 49ers, Seahawks, I don't see wins in either one of those. I really don't. I'm sorry, dude. I don't. How can you? How can you? Just saying. Just saying. I mean, I don't. That's why I say we're not. I don't think we're winning our division, but that's for a whole nother later show down the road. And, yeah. Victory Lap says we'll go 2-2. All right. Who do you have us beating? Victory Lap? Let me go through it again. Rams, 49ers, Chargers, Seahawks. We beat the Chargers. Who else are we beating? 49ers or Seattle? Because we ain't beating Rams. Niners is the easiest team, Jack? Jack Kenneth says the Niners are the easiest team. All right. So you got the Niners as the easiest, the Rams is the hardest. So who you beating? Chargers and Seahawks? Or 49ers and Chargers? Who you beating? Who you getting your 2 out of? There you go. Victor Dapp says Chargers and Niners. There it is. There's a wrap right there. In that 4-game stretch, we're going 2-2. According to Victory App, we are 2-2. But he says 3-1 would be fantastic. Well, yeah, 4-0 would be even better. I'm just saying, guys. I know, man. I know, but realistically, I would say 2-2. Brad says, no, we are not going to lose the Seahawks or the Rams or the 49ers or the Bolts. Have some faith, my brother, in blue and orange. That's what I just said. I'd love to go 4-0. I'd love to, but being realistic. You got to be realistic, okay? I mean, only one team has ever gone undefeated completely, fully 100% undefeated. That was the 1972 Miami Dolphins, okay? Patriots got to the Super Bowl undefeated, but they lost. So that was that game against the Giants where the guy caught the ball on top of his helmet and he held on to it, and Giants went down and scored and won the game. Beat the Patriots. There you go. All right. Now, okay. Now we're into the all-time top 5 Bronco cornerbacks. All right? All time. Let me know if you guys have a different person or if you agree with the people I'm saying. Now, I'm going to give you the 5. I'm going to put them in my order, the order how I see it. The number 1 cornerback all time on the Broncos down to the number 5 all time Bronco cornerback in the history of the Denver Broncos. Okay? Here it is. Number 1. Agree or disagree. Champ Bailey. Okay? Number 2. PS2. Number 3. Chris Harris Jr. Number 4. Aqib Talib. Number 5 from the old school Broncos, Louis Wright. Now, I don't know how many of you are going to remember Louis Wright. He played in the 70s and 80s. Man, what a cornerback that guy was. Absolutely amazing. Go back and watch some old Bronco. Just type in YouTube or something. Louis Wright, Denver Bronco plays, that kind of thing. Man, it was he was fantastic. He was fantastic. Champ Bailey, come on. What can you say about Champ Bailey? That was an absolutely steal that we got from the Washington Redskins. Yeah, and it was the Redskins back then when he played with them. And we made that trade and got Champ Bailey. I forgot who we gave up. But to get Champ Bailey, oh my gosh, that was an absolute gem. Absolute gem. Champ Bailey was all world. Now, I remember that interception he made in the end zone. I believe it was at the 1-yard line or right at the goal line against the Patriots. And he's running down the sideline and he gets at near the 5-yard line and kind of just lollygags it and thinks he's going to get an easy touchdown and kind of lets up some guy on the defense, or it was offense at the time until the interception, and just cold cocked Champ Bailey out of bounds. The ball went flying through the end zone and out of the side of the end zone, so it was a touchback. So Champ Bailey didn't get the touchdown. The Broncos didn't get the ball. It was crazy. Go back and watch it. Put in Champ Bailey's interception against Patriots, 99 yards, 99 yard. Yeah. Then what can we say about PS2? Everything. The guy's all world. Just, MVP of the league on defense or defensive player of the year, whatever they want to call it. Yeah. What can you say about him? How about Chris Harris Jr.? Guy was everywhere. Just lights out with that dude. Aqib Talib. Come on. Aqib Talib. Yeah. The man. Yeah. He was. Yeah. He had some issues. Pulling chains off of Raider players and things like that and throwing it on the ground and just acting like a freaking child. Okay. All right. But he was a heck of a player. And then Louis Wright, go back, number 20, Louis Wright, go back and watch some old Bronco films. Oh, go back and watch where he blocked, or he didn't block it. Oh, yeah, he did. He blocked the field goal by Chargers that was going to win the game in Denver. He blocked it, recovered it, but the Broncos had called timeout, so they had to do it again, and it was blocked again. This time, Louis Wright scooped it up, ran it all the way down the other end for Bronco touchdown. The Broncos win the game. It was, go back and look that up. So those are my 5 picks for Broncos all-time cornerbacks in the history of playing as a Denver Bronco. So there you go, guys. Appreciate your appreciate your comments and your and your takes in the chat. Really does mean a lot. Appreciate it very, very much. Brad says he does agree 100% with that list. I mean, how can he go wrong? How can he go wrong with any one of those guys? Can you imagine starting a team now and you're able to pick any one of those 5 to be your cornerstone corner at their prime? Let's just say that, at their prime. Would you take a PS2 over a Champ Bailey? Would you take Aqib Talib over Louis Wright? Or would you take a Chris Harris Jr. over anybody? I think if I were to start a team today with any one of those 5 players in their prime, and we don't know if PS2 is in his prime yet. So let's remove PS2 out of this equation. So of the 4, you got Champ Bailey, Louis Wright, Chris Harris Jr., and Aqib Talib. If I were starting a defense and I needed a good cornerstone cornerback in their prime, who am I taking? I am taking Champ Bailey. That's who I'm taking. I'm taking Champ Bailey. That's taking nothing away from the other 3 guys. It's taking nothing away from him. But I would take a Champ Bailey because to me, he was amazing. But just like the other guys, but if you can only choose one, that's who I'd take. I like what Brad said. Brad says, heck with all that. I'll just take all 5 of them. Well, there you go. That's how you get down to eliminate. That's right. That's right. It was the running back, number 26 for the Broncos. Oh, what was his name? I got to look it up now. You're driving me nuts. I got to get it. Okay, Google. Who did the Broncos trade to the Redskins for Champ Bailey? Clinton Portis, I think it is. I think it's Clinton Portis.
The Broncos traded running back Clinton Portis to the Redskins in exchange for Champ Bailey and a 2004 second-round draft pick.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you're right. It was a running back. It was not Champ Bailey, of course. It was Clinton Portis. I couldn't stand Clinton Portis. I really couldn't. I didn't like him. I don't know why. A lot of people liked him, but I just didn't like him. I don't know if it was. I have no idea. I have no idea what it was. Um, just I just didn't like him. Sorry. Let's see. Yep, Jack Kennedy. We both got it right. Champ Bay for Clinton Port's a second round pick. Yep, exactly right, bud. Victory Lab says when PS2's career is over, he will be considered the best corner in the entire NFL ever. Whew, that's high praise, dude. That is high praise. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past. Let's just hope his health, stays intact, and that the rules in the NFL don't change where he can't hit anybody. He has to, just go by. But you know what I'm saying? I don't want the league to get soft at all. So, I hope he continues. I mean, we got an absolute steal and gem when we got him. Absolutely got a steal and gem. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right. Okay, Jack, name them. Jack says, I'd take the all-time Raiders cornerbacks over Bronco. No disrespect. Hey, no disrespect implied. I just want to know who your defensive backs are. Are you talking about Jack Tatum, or was he a safety? That dude could hit but then again, Jack, you have to understand, back in the day, rules were different. Rules, what you could and could not do in the NFL was basically UFC fighting. I mean, without the fighting, but I mean, you could hit them and knock them down and just mangle them pretty much. You can't do that now in the NFL, and I'm glad. I don't want to see that. It's like people would say, "Oh, I went to a hockey game. I went to a fighting match and a hockey game broke out." No, I don't like hockey for fighting. Okay, you're going to rough it up a little bit. You're going to mix it up. You're going to get into it. There might be a fight here and there occasionally, once in a while. Okay. But no, that's not why I watch hockey. I don't watch hockey for fights. I watch hockey because I want my favorite team to win. Okay. And I'm not saying I want them to win, to fist. I want them to win goal to goal. That's what I want. I want my team to win. So I don't like seeing that. People say, "Well, I watch race, racing because I want to see the accidents." Then you're not watching racing. You're watching accidents. You're wanting to watch accidents, but racing is happening. That's what you're after. Okay. I mean, if that's your thing, okay, go for it. It's your thing. Enjoy. Have a good time. That's not why I watch football. I don't watch football because I want to see somebody's leg broken, or I want to see somebody's, dang near, dying on the field like the Buffalo player. I don't want to see that. That's horrific. Yes, things happen, but you need to minimize it and do whatever you can, rules wise, to make it a minimal, as best you can to make it minimal. That's all I'm saying. All right. Let's move on. Brad, you like Clinton? I mean, yes, he was a good player. I don't know. Maybe it was his attitude. Maybe it was. I really don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. Woodson. Victor Lap says Woodson for the Raiders. Oh, that dude can play. That dude could play. No doubt about that. What's he say? Brad says Raiders are always going to be trash. No disrespect intended. Brad, be careful. No, it's okay. You can say. Okay, now we are going to go to the last two topics of the show. One of them is a good one. The other one is something of concern that the NFL and other major sports really needs to take into consideration. Football, hockey, soccer, and even perhaps baseball at times needs to pay attention to the last topic of the show. All right, here we go. Next to last topic, and here it is. NFL executives, coaches, and scouts, here we are again with that, have ranked their top 10 edge rushers for the 2026 NFL season. Is Denver on the list? Well, we'll find out. Here are the top 10 according to the ones mentioned earlier, meaning executives, coaches, and scouts. Here it is. Number 1, best edge rusher in the NFL heading into 2026. Want to take a guess? Anybody want to guess who the best one is? Or I should say, what team does he come from? We'll bring up Jack's first. Not in any order. Charles Woodson, Willie Brown, Lester Hayes, Michael Haynes, Nnamdi Asomugha, just to boot Terry McDaniels. I'll tell you what, Woodson's awesome. Willie Brown was awesome. Lester Hayes, oh my gosh, that dude is amazing. Michael Haynes was another great one. Nnamdi Asomugha, I don't really know too much about him, but I'll tell you what, man, those other 4, whoo-wee. Yeah. No doubt about it. All right. Number 1, according to coaches, executives, and scouts, Rams, Myles Garrett. Number 2, top edge rusher, Micah Parsons, Packers. Will Anderson, number 3. Will Anderson Jr., number 3 for the Texans. Number 4, this is for you, Jack. This is for you, Jack. It is Max Crosby. Number 5, Lions, Aiden Hutchinson. Number 7, Texans, Danielle Hunter. Wait a minute, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 was Danielle Hunter. Number 7, Steelers, TJ Watt. Number 8, 49ers, Nick Bosa. Number 9, Giants, Brian Burns. Where the heck is? Oh, there he is. Number 10, Broncos, Nick Benito. There you go. Top 10 great edge rushers heading into the 2026 NFL season. Why is that impressive? Because there's 32 teams, and Nick Benito is in the top 10. Yeah, he's number 10, but he's in the top 10. Yep, there you go, Jack. Says Myles Garrett. Absolutely, yeah, he's a number 1. According to, look at the steal, right? That's why I say we're not beating the Rams. Come on, welcome back, Adriana. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being in the chat. Appreciate it. We're about ready to wrap it up. Guys and gals in the chat, you have all been fantastic. Really do appreciate it. If you did not hear the news at the beginning of the show, I will reiterate that right before I sign off, and you'll be up to speed as to what is going to take place here in the next several weeks. All right, here we go. I need to get this out. This is interesting. This is one that I found to be alarming because it affects a whole lot of different athletes in different sports. It's not just football, but football is primarily the focus of this study. It's not only football, but think about anything head trauma. Football, hockey, boxing. How about soccer when they hit the ball off their head? Okay, I mean, it's not like football where you're constant, or hockey where you're banging into boards and things like that, but it's still head issues. Listen to this, guys. All right, here it is. NFL players are 4 times more likely to die from neurodegenerative disease. What is that? Let me explain. I'm not going to read the whole article. It's quite lengthy. Skip around. but I think it's very, very important because the NFL needs to look at this. NFL players are 4 times more likely than the general population to die from neurodegenerative disease such as dementia and Parkinson's, according to Boston University and the CTE Foundation. All right. The researchers studied 19,824 athletes who played in the NFL between 1960 and 2019, including 1,994 who have died. Okay. Calling the biggest retrospective cohort study to be done to date. They found the rate of neurodegenerative death was more significant for younger players. Those who died between age 60 had 12-fold higher rates of neurodegenerative death than the general population, according to this study. This is tragic, but not surprising, according to Dr. Dan Shavire, chair of physical medicine and rehabilitation at Mass General Birmingham and Harvard Medical School. This is serious stuff, guys. This is serious stuff. There's a lot more of that article, but I'm not going to continue. Serious stuff. Why do I bring that into it? Because we're talking about people like, if you remember Junior Seau, the Chargers, he committed suicide and they found out that he had CTE. Other players have had premature deaths caused by self-infliction or doing something crazy, like that Miami guy that was walking aimlessly after practice on a freeway, and he was struck by a truck and killed. Things like this, and they found out that he had issues. These are things that are happening. Why? Constant hits on the head. Do we love football? Absolutely. Do we love hockey? I do. Do we love other sports that involve serious risk and injury? Yes, we do. Why? Because that's us. We love the nature of sports. Is it dangerous? Sure it is. They're doing everything they possibly can to make it safer. Does it work? Well, they're doing their best, but it doesn't always work. I mean, we're seeing issues. This stuff doesn't happen overnight, guys. This neurodegenerative disease doesn't happen overnight. It happens over continually. It's like taking a hammer and banging on a rock constantly. Eventually, the rock is going to crack. And that's what's happening here. And that's why this study is so important, because they're finding out what the causes are on these things. And I just wanted to bring that up because, as we head into a new NFL season coming up here in August. We head into a new hockey season coming up in September. These, and then we see these injuries go down. Like, well, what happened? That guy didn't even hardly get hit. Why is he in concussion protocol? Because they're trying to err on the side of caution. They're trying to minimize all of these risks. That's why rules have changed over the years for the NFL. That's why these implement, and we go, oh, well, the NFL's just getting soft. The NFL just getting soft. They don't want to play like they used to. Well, guess what? You play like you used to, and now you have lifelong ramifications that take away your ability to have a wonderful life after football or after whatever sport or whatever injury you have. They're trying to minimize that. They're trying to make the game fun. They're trying to make it enjoyable. They're trying to make it safe. I thought that was an interesting topic because of all the stuff that we've seen lately with these people just taking their own life. And we're like, well, what's going on? What's happening? Now they're finding out why. Because there's a neurological disease that is caused by all of these hits to the head and hits to the body. And it's just, it just, after a while, your body can only take so much. It's a shame, but your body can only take so much. All right, guys. Yes, Brad says CTE is a very serious. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. Jack says CTE is purely sad. NFL needs to find helmets that makes it safer. I totally agree. I don't know what that's going to take. I don't know how that's going to happen. I really don't. I I mean, look at race car drivers. They have these helmets and they're strapped into their seats and they're physically can't move because they're part of the body of the car. Why? Because they know all that jarring back and forth is going to be bad for your head. That's what happened to Dale Earnhardt. He didn't have that head strap. He refused to wear it. He said he wanted to be able to look around and see what was going on. And that was the end. That was the cause of his death because he didn't have that restraint and his head hit the steering wheel. And when he hit into the wall at about 240 miles an hour, car stops, body doesn't. If you had that restraint, might have saved his life. Things like that. So yes, things have sometimes, unfortunately, bad things have to happen before there's adjustments. Because you know, as long as everything's fine, no one's going to make adjustments. Hey, nobody's injured. I'm not gonna wear that face guard down here like they do in baseball to protect my chin. Oh, some guy got hit with a fastball in the chin and broke his jaw, and he was wired for 6 months. Yeah, that's when they went ahead and put that guard in there. Now every player that comes to bat now has that safeguard. Why? It's implemented in baseball. Same with that tongue suppressant or whatever down here, or some type of guard for the throat. Because who was it for the Dodger catcher? God, his name escapes me. Dodger catcher, I can't remember. Anyways, the bat shattered. A guy swung the bat. The bat shattered. He didn't have the guard down. All he had was a face mask because nobody ever thought anything. And the bat came out and splintered and went into his neck like this, sticking into his neck, guys. And it missed his jugular vein and missed his throat. And he was able to survive. They rushed him to the hospital and he was able to survive. But God, what is his name? Oh, I can see it clearly as day. It's gonna drive me nuts. I know that. Hang on, guys. I gotta find out real quick. Okay, Google. Who was the Dodger catcher that took the broken bat to the neck?
Steve Yeager. While
Steve
waiting in
Yeager.
the on-deck circle during a 1976 game, a piece of teammate Bill Russell's broken bat struck and impaled him in the neck. The near-fatal accident led to the invention and widespread adoption of the hanging throat guard on catchers' masks.
See, that's what I was saying. So see, things like that happen. You don't make adjustments until something bad happens. And I forgot he was on the on-deck circle. But how did a broken bat from a guy on the on-deck circle? That doesn't make any sense. I know it's from a broken bat, but how do you get a broken bat on the on-deck circle? Not even being pitched to. that part didn't make any sense. But anyways, so that's the reason for bringing all that last topic in, was just to make things a lot safer, healthier for the players, because obviously this is a very, very serious matter. All right, guys. Before I check out of here tonight and go down through the list of people in the chat, just want to bring you guys back up to speed. There will be no shows after tonight on the MHRT network for the next 3 weeks. MHRT network is going through a major overhaul change. There are changes being done. There are shows being altered. There are other situation things going on. Madungus Creevy is taking a leave from the 5280. He won't be on that on Tuesdays. As he put it, he's going through a bit of a burnout. He's been doing this for 6 years. He's been producing all the shows. He's taking a well-deserved step back. Other shows are going to be altered. There's going to be name changes. Stay tuned, guys. Come back August 4th for the first show back on MHRT Network. And then August 7th, that Friday, this show, Bronco Bill, myself, I will be back on August 7th. All right. So mark that in your calendars, guys. Enjoy the 3 weeks of vacation in the summer. Enjoy your summer vacation, whatever you're doing, whether you're with family, friends, just hanging out, doing whatever. Don't worry about missing a show, because there's not going to be one until August 4th. August 4th, we're coming back. the NFL season gets kicked into gear, gets underway, and then MHRT will be back for sure. We'll be back for sure. So it's all good, guys. We know you're going to like it. We hope you will. And until I see you on August 7th, have a wonderful, fantastic rest of July. My birthday, July 21st. I won't be doing the show. That would be a Tuesday. My birthday's on Tuesday. But anyways, I'll come back. When I come back and do the show, I will be a year older. Well, not a whole year. Well, a year date-wise. All right. Anyways, all right, let's go down the list. We got Graham. Thank you so much, Graham, for chiming in. Appreciate it. Emery T says hello. We got Brad. We got I'm Seguire. I'm McGuire. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm McGuire. Adriana, thank you so much for being in the chat. Appreciate it. Dreamweaver, what is up? Biggie Bronco, as known as Slammy Broncos. Going down the list, we also got Madungus Creevy. Thank you so much. We got J-Town. What is up? Jack Cannon. Thank you so much, my friend. Victory Lap. Love it. Love it. Thank you guys so much for being in the chat. You guys are the best ever, as always, like I've mentioned many, many times. Thank you guys for all your comments, for all your support. Hope you guys will be back in August, just like we will. And once again, until then, please, let me bring this up real quick one more time. Please check out, let me go to it again. Here we go. There we go. Check out the QR code right here for Charlie's Creations. And then when you do buy anything, put in the coupon code Broncos Buzz 20. That will get you 20% off of your merchandise or the merchandise that you're purchasing. It is faith-based. It is patriotic, and it's also equestrian. Check it out, guys. I know you'll find something you like. She does hats. She does shirts, jacket, anything you want embroidered. You let her know what you want, and she will get it for you. That's as good as it gets. You tell her what you want. She will make it happen. Absolutely, positively will make it happen. All right, guys, please check out that QR code right here. Check out the QR code. Click on it. Check it out. Check everything out that she has. Make sure you type in Broncos Buzz, just like it says, Broncos Buzz 20, to get your 20% savings on anything that you buy. Thank you guys so much. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to see you guys in 3 weeks from tonight. Until then, guys, have an absolutely fantastic rest of your July. Have a fantastic rest of your evening. And guys, we will see you next time in August 7th. Till then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast's racking up the flame out. So high.